Hi guys, всем привет! Welcome to my channel AllasYummyFood and добро пожаловать! Today I'm going to show you how to make vanilla Zefir, the most requested, the most amazing and super easy recipe of vanilla Zefir. What is also amazing is that you can add different flavors to it. Vanilla extract, almond extract and many other things that I will tell you in the recipe. And I really hope you make this. It's so yummy. It's my favorite dish from my childhood. It's perfect for those who don't want to have fat in their desserts, as it's mainly consisting of egg whites and apples and just really delicious. And guys, obviously to get the recipes and guys, to get access to all my recipes and videos, you can become a member in my online cooking school and join thousands of other students just like you. 100% proven recipes, no ads, no talking, straight in there, and you can ask me anything in our community. I really hope to see you there, and now let's get started. First, we're going to make apple puree. So I've got my apples here. I'm gonna take off the seeds inside using a tool, but again, you can just cut your apples in half and deseed them. It's completely up to you. We then want to get rid of any skin, so peel until they're completely done. Now, you can use any apples that you like. If you use sour apples, the puree will be slightly more sour. Of course, if you use sweeter apples, it will be much sweeter. So you can then adjust the sugar depending on kind of what you like. But we're not going to be adding any additional sugar to this puree, so that, you know, we don't need extra sugar. You can then use this puree in any other recipes. Chop your apples into nice small pieces. The smaller you chop them, the easier it will be to cook them and the faster they will cook. But you can also chop them in bigger chunks as well. And there are several ways to cook your apples. You can put them in a microwave as well. You can put them into your oven. I'm gonna just do it in a pot. So once all your apples are chopped, just add them simply into your large pot like this. And you're going to add a little bit of water. We're going to cook them on kind of like a medium-low heat so that the apples cook and steam. I'm going to cook them until they're completely softened. You might need to add more water in the process, depends how quickly the water evaporates. So if you feel like the water has evaporated, you can add a little bit of water. But don't forget, apples do release a lot of water themselves. So don't overdo this step. It's better to not add too much water than over add. And you can see my apples have browned a little bit more here, but they're still not cooked. So I've added a little bit more water. And I'm just going to cook them on a low heat until they're fully soft. You can also use a knife or prick them with your wooden spatula to see how cooked they are. Once your apples have cooked, you can blitz them with a hand blender or put them into a food processor. It's completely up to you. And that's your apple puree done. If you don't like little bits of apples, you can sift the puree through. Next, we need to prepare everything before we start making Zefir. So here I've got my condensed milk boiled, which makes a caramel. I've got this one from Latvia, but you can use any caramel that is hard, like you can see in the video. So if you don't have this type of caramel, you can boil a can of condensed milk for a few hours. You want to prep your baking paper together with your baking tray so that you can pipe your Zefirs later. We will also prepare our mixture. So in a bowl, add your puree. And we're going to have to do this process in two ways. Then add your egg white. And I'm adding also cinnamon because I really want to have a cinnamon flavor. Then you're going to place it onto your stand mixer and you're going to whisk this for a few minutes until you start to see that the mixture has thickened and the egg whites are incorporated together with the puree. And we're really looking to whip this up halfway through before adding our hot syrup. You do want to make this step in advance so that you're not stressed out that your mixture isn't whisked enough before adding the syrup. And it should become nice, white and pale like you can see in the video. Once it has that, you want to stop the mixer for a second and then go and make your syrup. Now to make your syrup, you want to add water, sugar, and glucose syrup inside. Okay, you then also want to add your agar-agar and place everything onto the stove. You're going to cook this on a medium to low heat. You want to make sure that all your ingredients melt together and it creates a nice, beautiful syrup. Don't be tempted to cook this very, very fast, because you need to make sure that the syrup cooks and agar will activate after the mixture starts to boil. So this can take from 5 minutes up to 7 minutes cooking on a medium speed. You need to make sure that the mixture cooks to around 110 degrees Celsius, or when you start to see that it becomes a bit sloppy. So like a thicker consistency of like a yogurt, I would say, you know, that drips down. The mixture will bubble, which is absolutely normal, and agar will kind of become a bit brown in color, and that's when you know that your syrup is nearly done. Once it reaches that temperature or the consistency that you're looking for, like you can see here in the video, you want to take it off the heat. You want to turn on your stand mixer on high speed and start pouring your syrup on the side very, very slowly. You want to do this on the side so that your syrup doesn't touch the whisk by accident, because if it will touch it by accident, it will go everywhere. So you have to be very, very careful. Once you've poured all your syrup, you're going to continue to whisk on high speed until you will see the mixture will double in size and cool down and become nice and firm. Make sure that you don't over whisk the mixture or it will become runny and the Zephyr will not work anymore. So you really need to watch this step here and not leave the stand mix aside to make sure that you get nice stiff peaks. The mixture will also become different color, it will become a lot more paler than when you originally started, and that is absolutely normal. Now take your piping bag lined with the star-shaped nozzle, or you can use any other nozzle that you like, and place your mixture inside. You want to put all your mixture ideally into your piping bag. If you don't have enough, then you can use 2 piping bags. As the agar-agar sets at around 40 degrees Celsius, the mixture will start to set as well. So you really need to work quickly here. You need to make sure that everything is ready. And once your mixture is inside the piping bag, pipe your Zephyr onto parchment paper and leave them to set overnight on your counter in a room temperature. The next day, you want to get your wafers. Use the crispy wafers like these. I get them from Eastern European stores. And I'm going to add them into my food processor and blitz them until they're nice and smooth. You really want to get this nice crunchy sort of crunch. You're going to add your crunchy wafers into a bowl, and we're going to basically decorate our Zephyr like that. You can add some crunchiness on top like this, so it's easier for you to pick up your Zephyr. And of course, we're going to basically take each half and then glue it together with the second half, just like this. Look how gorgeous they are. And what you're going to do, you're going to dip it into your crunchy layers. Okay, so you want to just coat it as much as possible because they don't stick as well. In the beginning they stick a bit, but then if you want a lot of crunch, I like to dip it quite a few times. And there we have it. Look how gorgeous it is. You're going to repeat the process with all your vanilla Zephyr. So just glue 2 halves together just like that, and here we go. Amazing vanilla marshmallow Zephyr, absolutely my favorite. It's so soft. It's so marshmallowy, like a cloud with a crunchy outer layer. I absolutely love these. They'll keep well in the room temperature up to 1 week. Enjoy.